Hello, welcome to today's Clarity Reset. I'm here today with Eveline, and today we are going to talk about the solid ground that's underneath our business or really underneath our life in general if we're not going to apply today's to our business. Really, these apply to anything in your life. So, we just had a full moon, and typically, when a full moon happens, y you know, it's something you feel something, or something comes to light, like the moon came to light. But typically what we find is that something else comes to light in your life, or you got a feeling about something that you can't maybe put words to just yet because it's a new thing that you just started feeling. So anyway, if any of that resonates, today we're not going to try to like solve it or figure out what's next about it. We're just going to like find the floor, find that whatever that foundation, and really point out what's actually solid right now and underneath all the noise and uncertainty. So that's what we're going to do at the beginning of this week. That's what we're going to do today. And I invite you to ground with me for a few minutes. And so please close your eyes or soften your gaze so that you're not focusing on anything in particular. Start to bring your attention to your breath, moving in and moving out, coming in and moving out. And really feel yourself in your body. And by that, I mean just bring your attention to your body as a whole. Feel your skin, feel your head, feel your shoulders, feel your arms, your legs, your torso, feel your body. And you can do that by just concentrating on different body parts or different areas. You can concentrate on the sensation that your skin is feeling right now. Maybe the air is cold around you, or warm, or humid if you're in Florida like me. But really, just feel your body. We're going to take a few breaths with deep breath in through your nose, hold it, and then out through your mouth. In through your nose, hold it, and then out through your mouth. In through your nose, hold it, and then out through your mouth. And now I want you to think about your business. And if you don't have a business, just think about your life in general. I want you to think about the things that feel stable. And even if generally things don't feel stable, think about the things that do, even if they're small things. Just start to wrap your head around what might be holding your business or you up when things are a little unsettled or unstable. What's the what's the foundation that's there? What does that feel like? And when I bring that up, how does that feel in your body? Does it feel strong? Does it feel supported? Does it feel heavy? Does it feel unstable? Does it feel fortified? Whatever it feels like, just notice it without trying to change it right now. We'll work on it in the journal entries. Now let's take a few more breaths together and then we'll get started. So, a deep breath in through your nose and out through your mouth, in through your nose and out through your mouth, in through your nose and out through your mouth. And now I invite you to open your eyes, bring your attention back to the present, back to the moment, and pull out your journal. For the first 2 minutes, I want you to brain dump. And what I mean by that is just write down anything that's in your head. You're not going to use this again. You're not going to need this again. Whatever words, incomplete thoughts, random things are floating around in there, just put it on paper. No theme. And just keep writing for the entire 2 minutes. We have about a minute and a half left. We do this to clear fragmented information out of the way. You know, if you have a mind that races, that always has 100 things going on at one time, this helps to get some of that out of the way before you start working on something that requires some concentration and some deep thought. If you don't know what to write, just write the next word that comes to your head and keep doing that over and over again. You have a less than a minute left. Just keep going. Okay. So, the first question that I'd like for you to write in your journal is, or answer in your journal is this: what is actually working right now? Not what should be working, not what used to work, but what is genuinely functioning, holding, or moving in the right direction right now, even if it's small. List it all. It can be systems, relationships, habits, beliefs, a single client that you have, or even a conversation. What is actually working right now? Every little bit counts. Write it all down. Keep going. So, again, what is actually working right now? And if you feel stuck, you can't think of anything more, think back over the last week or so. What did not fall apart? If maybe a lot of things felt like they did fall apart, find the ones that didn't, and write those down because that's what's working. You have a few more minutes left, so keep going. All right, you got another minute left, so keep going. Again, what is actually working right now? Not what should be working or what used to work, but what is genuinely functioning, holding, moving in the right direction. It could be super small. It can be a system you're using. It could be a relationship. It could be a habit or a belief or a client relationship that you have. It could be a single conversation. And it's essentially whatever didn't fall apart in the last week or so. So get your last thoughts out, what that is. Okay. The next question that I want for you to answer, what feels unstable that might not actually be unstable? Fear has a way of making things feel shakier than they really are. And so, what this question is about separating what's genuinely uncertain from what just feels uncertain because of like what we're putting on it, because of the mental weather right now, right? Like, what might you be turning into a catastrophe that might actually be fine? So that's what we're going for here. What feels unstable that might not actually be? This makes me think of like that meme with the dog and he's sitting there with a cup of coffee and everything's on fire around him and he's like, "This is fine." That's what it makes me think of. So what feels unstable that might not actually be unstable? Really look your fear in the face here because fear can make things feel really shaky when they might not be so shaky. Okay, so again, what feels unstable that might not actually be unstable? Again, we are looking at things that maybe fear is making feel worse than it actually is. And we want to separate what's genuinely uncertain from what just feels uncertain because of fear or because of pressure or because of whatever else we have going on mentally that's, causing some chaos around something. Maybe something's not as much of a catastrophe as you feel like it is. Maybe something's actually fine. It'd be a little longer to finish that one up. Okay. The next question. This is really about the foundation. What do you keep coming back to no matter what? And so this could be values, this could be your non negotiables, this could be the thing that you return to when everything else gets noisy. Really, this is about identifying what is structurally true about who you are and how you operate and the stuff that doesn't actually change even when circumstances do. Feel free to give yourself lots of credit here. Again, small wins are wins. Okay, so again, what do you keep coming back to no matter what? Your values, your non negotiables, the things you always return to when everything else gets noisy. Start wrapping it up. All right. And finally, the last part of this is that I want you to finish this sentence. The thing I know I can count on no matter what is blank. And write out the whole sentence and answer, not just the answer, so that you get that magical thing that happens when you connect all those things together. So, again, the thing I know I can count on no matter what is blank. It can be a person, a belief, a skill, a practice, yourself. It could be a habit. It could be any of it. The only rule is that it has to be true. So, as you're wrapping that up, I'm just going to say that the floor was already there. You just had to stop moving long enough to feel it. I think it's so important for us to, really keep track of what our foundation is and give ourselves credit or give what we've built credit for having that foundation. If things are rocky, you're still getting through them, right? If things are, uncertain about the future of your business, there are still some things going on in your business that are positive, some things that are good, some things that keep it going in the background. And so having a good, solid, session like this will help you stay in touch with those things. So, if I would love for you to share, Eveline, if you'd like.
Um, what the thing I know I can count on no matter what is that I'm trying to use my feelings. I just started posting affirmations in there, and I'm getting response from uh, three people, which is more than I usually get when I post anything. So that's nice, because it I feel that if it inspires me, hopefully it'll inspire those who are working on something in my community. So I
Okay.
feel like it's bringing a little more engagement to my community, which I'm glad for because I was wondering how to do that. But and I'm open now to new things.
Yep.
Not trying to not worrying if they work or not. I need to check them out, see what direction is going for me and which isn't.
Yeah.
So, but
Yeah.
I'm doing it with purpose, not just throwing anything out there, which I
Absolutely.
yeah, which I can get, squirrely with that. But no, I'm really thinking about what I'm doing now. And it's the feelings that I'm trying to get in touch with and that I'm trying to reach out for.
Yeah,
So,
I think that, you know, that's something in any business, in community building and all of this that, it's like we feel like we have to put the perfect thing out there, right? Like it feels like, well, I'm not going to post that because maybe it can be a little bit better. Let me reword that. I'll do it tomorrow. And we don't put it out there and then it doesn't go out tomorrow and then it never goes out. And it's just sit in a pile of other things that like we haven't perfected enough yet, right?
yes.
And something that I have learned, you know, in the back end of a business, I am really good at putting things out there and kind of testing the water a little bit, you know? I develop a thing, I put it out there, I we test the water a little bit, and then we make adjustments. On the front end of my business, what I have learned about myself is that I am not the same human because I am like, before I put it out there, it better look good because everybody's gonna see it, you know? And that's the way that people are gonna come to me. And if they see something that I put out there that they're like, she spelled that wrong, they're gonna hate me, which is the dumbest thing ever because then no, they're not, you know?
No,
And if somebody did, I don't really wanna be around those people anyway.
right.
So that is something that I think is really interesting because I feel like at different parts of my business and even my life, I'm really willing to like, cool, let's test it out. Let's figure it out. I'm gonna fail 20 times. We'll
Yeah,
fail a little bit and we'll fix it as we go. Like, let's go, let's do that. And
yeah,
I understand that to build systems, that is the only way to do it. It's not possible to just drop a perfect thing in any business, in any life, there's always gonna be iteration. But
yes,
it's so much harder when it's that reach out, when it's that initial, like, I don't know, it's harder when your feelings are involved, and it's harder when you are putting yourself out there
yeah,
vulnerably like
yes,
that, you know?
yes. I agree
Mhm,
totally. Yes.
mhm. And I know
So,
some people who that's their thing, and they're so good at it, they're so good at, like,
just
"Here it
yeah,
all is."
that's true. They
Yeah.
are, they are. But, yeah, so I'm still testing the waters and still doing it, and actually, with the affirmations, it's making me post every day now, which is good. Yeah,
Oh,
I'm
that's
starting to
great.
post every day because I went back and looked and saw that, there were days, 4 days when I didn't post, and I'm thinking, "Wait, you're not consistent." So this is making me consistent. So I'm
Mm,
glad for that it's pushing me out of that, "Oh, I'll wait until I have a great idea." You know? Uh-uh.
just get it out there,
Get it
just get
out
it.
there.
And
Yeah.
something I'll say about that is sometimes these clarity resets, because I'll work on these like on Sundays. I spend some time on this to figure out what's coming the week ahead. And I put a lot of thought into it, obviously then. I mean, I build a lot of that then. And then
Yeah.
sometimes on the day I'm like, what is this question? Like, what am I don't even get it. What am I doing? And I'm not like I'm like not the same person as I was on Sunday or something.
Yes.
Um, and
That's
so
funny.
yeah, it is. But what I've realized is that at some point that those sets of questions were true. And at some point, this is what I felt like I needed to bring into the community or I needed to share. And so I just keep going. I just do it anyway. Even if I don't feel like it's perfect. I might tweak a question or two here and there. But
Yeah,
for the most part, I just stick with what I originally said I was
originally.
with. And I've found that that helps me to be consistent, and what consistency does is once you get in the habit of it, you don't even think about that anymore. You're like, "Oh, yeah, I'm just doing that," and you move on, and then you're like, "Oh, shoot, I've been doing this for a week. I've been doing this for months," you know?
Yeah.
So, I love that you're building that habit because really that's what it is. It's a habit, and
Yes.
especially if you're putting affirmations out there, it's making you process those affirmations along with your community.
Yes.
It's like a
Yes. So,
win-win. You're, like,
yeah, a
winning all over.
win-win.
Yeah.
Yeah, so
I
yeah, so I was, so that surprised me because I wondered when I was so happy the day I first did it Saturday, I woke up and I was just really in a great mood, and I did it, and then when I saw responses, it was like, "Oh, yes, thank you."
oh,
You get so happy when you see that something does work, and so
yeah.
I was really, really happy with that. So,
Oh,
yeah, so little
aw
wins. I'm
yeah,
taking them. I'm taking them, taking the little tiny things and going with
you
it.
deserve it. And
Yeah,
it's not even tiny. I think that's a big win, because you've just made a commitment to, "I'm gonna do this every day," and
yeah,
that's amazing. It's
Yeah.
amazing to feel comfortable enough in what you're doing that you embrace that, where you're like, "I'm this is good enough that I'm gonna keep doing it every day." You know?
Yep. Yep. Because it makes me feel good, and I figure I need to touch upon feelings in my community because that's what it is. What
Yeah,
feelings are you having today? How can we help you? What can we give encouragement for and stuff? And then I did what Jack said, end with a question. So in
yes,
my comments, I ask a question, and I don't always get an answer because it's not the people that are going through treatment, but that's okay because
yeah.
as I establish that habit, it will come.
It will. It will,
Yeah.
and people it might be that you get some posts, and I know this just from my own community, there'll be a week where everything's just really dead and nobody's really responding to anything, and I'm like,
Mhm.
"Oh my
Hello.
god." And
There
then
you go.
I question everything, like, the whole I'm like, "What am I doing with my life?" And it's so dramatic. But ultimately, it's like people are still watching, and what I'm realizing is that people, even if they're not responding or even hitting the like button, they are watching, they are lurking, they are looking at it, they see it, they come to the community every day for it, and I've started to look at the metric of how many people are actually coming into my community every day.
Oh, good.
Yeah, so you see how many people are coming in versus how many people are actually engaging, and that
Engaging.
number is totally different. There's
Oh,
totally more
wow.
people who are popping in every single day to look at the community, and I it doesn't tell me who they are, but it
No.
tells me that I have a solid at least 20%, which means more than 20 people, different people, are popping into my community every single day, and you and I both know that 20 people are not liking and commenting every single day in my community
Right.
because 'cause you're in there a lot.
Yep.
So but it just goes to show that by you putting it out there, even if you don't get the response that you hope for, people are still watching, people are still looking, people are still
Yeah.
into it.
And I figure, when they get notified that I put something in, it's gonna be like, "Wait, she keeps doing this every day," and the ones that haven't come in and looked, maybe they'll get interested and like, "Why does she keep doing this?" She's
Yeah,
finally doing it. So,
I'll
yeah.
I'll show you how to look up that
Oh,
metric, in
good.
particular the
Okay.
daily one, because usually what pops up in analytics is the monthly
Oh,
engagement. It
okay.
doesn't tell you the daily, but I'll show you how to do that, so that
Okay. Look
you
at it
can
and
track
see.
that. Yeah,
Yeah.
because 'cause I'm curious.
Yeah.
I bet there's more people popping into your community than who are actually engaging or responding
Yeah.
to something, and, and it's a good indicator for things. I mean, I
Yeah.
think that
It
there are lots of little indicators like that that, I wanna start tracking, I wanna start looking at in a different way, so we're not just looking at a discovery number, like,
yeah.
what do we rank for school? I don't care what I rank for school, I care if my people are getting what they need in my community. That's
Right.
what I care about, you
That's
know?
what you exactly, that's what it comes down to
Mhm,
is, are they feeling like they're getting something out of your community? And
mhm.
yeah, great. Okay.
Well, awesome. I love this session.
I know. It was a good one. It was a good one. Yeah. It's nice,
Awes
like you said, to know about that the floor is there
Mhm.
and, you know, and just keep going. Just
Yeah.
keep
The floor is there, we're not falling through, not yet.
no, not yet.
Not lava. It's not
No.
lava.
Yeah.
Uh,
Exactly.
Awesome.
Okay.
Alright, well, I will see you in school, Eveline.
Yes.
Alright.
Bye.
Bye, dear.